So how do you know if there are abusive behaviors happening in your relationship? Today I've written down 4 key things to ask yourself and to look out for to know if there are abusive behaviors that you're dealing with. Number 1 is coercion and control. So if you find yourself constantly doing things that you initially didn't intend on doing, if you find yourself repeatedly missing out on things that you want to do, if you find yourself being cautious or hesitant to do things that you wish to do, there may be subtle coercion or control going on, okay? Because in a healthy relationship, each person should be able to do the things that they want to do without having to worry, without there being repercussions, without there being arguments and negativity that comes afterwards, okay? So number 1 is coercion and control. Number 2 is a feeling of being drained and unhappy on a regular basis. We all get unhappy at times. It's perfectly normal. We're talking here about a daily, ongoing feeling of being drained and depleted and exhausted and generally unhappy. In a healthy relationship where there's mutual support and genuine communication, even through difficulty, you should have a feeling of being supported and energized and uplifted. Okay, so on a daily basis, feeling drained and unhappy is a very strong sign that there might be abusive behaviors going on. Number 3 is walking on eggshells. So if you find yourself always anticipating a negative reaction, constantly anticipating things to go bad, being scared to express yourself, being nervous to ask questions, this is walking on eggshells, okay? And in a healthy relationship, each person should feel comfortable to ask questions, express themselves, get to know the other person, do the things that they want to do, okay? To exist as a sovereign human being without having to worry about doing anything, okay? Worry is not a good feeling to have in a relationship. It's a very bad sign. So if you find yourself walking on eggshells on a regular basis, that's a very strong sign that you're dealing with an abusive personality. Okay, so last for today, number 4, and this is the strongest sign that you're dealing with abusive behaviors, is confusion. If you find yourself with a regular feeling of confusion from conversations and from interactions, if you find yourself going back over conversations and trying to make sense of what happened, if you feel like the other person's behavior is confusing you, confusion is the strongest sign that you're dealing with abusive behaviors and an abusive personality, because human beings are very intelligent creatures, okay? We can build space shuttles, we can play music, go to university, get university degrees, invent things, drive cars, play sports. The human brain is the most complex and fascinating piece of equipment in the entire universe, and if you're living with another adult and you'll find yourself regularly confused, there's something seriously wrong. Because why should an adult be confused when they're dealing with another adult if both people are being genuine and if they're both being mutually supportive to each other? Okay, confusion occasionally can be the result of a lack of communication, or maybe just didn't hear each other properly. We're talking here about a regular, ongoing feeling of confusion where you don't know what's going on, you don't know what stuff means, you're not sure who the other person is, and you don't have a clear head. Your coordinates seem to be all over the place. You're second guessing yourself. You're confused as to where stuff's coming from. Was that me? Was that them? Confusion is the strongest sign that you're dealing with abusive behaviors, because in a healthy relationship, when two genuine people are relating to each other, there shouldn't be any confusion. There should be difficulty at times, yes, and there can be negative emotions like anger, disappointment, frustration. All the negative emotions are healthy when two people are having a relationship, but the feeling of confusion on a regular basis is a very strong sign that you're dealing with an abusive personality that is behaving in a way that is emotionally abusive towards you. Okay, so just to recap quickly: number 1, coercion, control. Number 2, drained and unhappy on a regular basis. Number 3, feeling like you're walking on eggshells. And number 4 is a ongoing feeling of confusion.